Okay, so the next step is to paint sky. And one of the issues I'm having is that this light, this is the longest light bar Situ Lighting makes. And I just called them and they suggested I put two shorter ones together so it's light all the way across. And so I ordered a pair of lights. They gave me a substantial discount. So I'm going to say that Situ Lighting is one of my sponsors, a partial sponsor of my Art Prize project. So thank you to them. It's a great company, great people to work with. They're down in Sarasota, Florida. We're in Michigan, and they are just wonderful people. So, so what I have is in the corners, it's darker. On my composition, I want that to be darker. So it kind of frames it in, and at the same time, I want this area to be bright. Like when you're looking at the sun, I want it to appear brighter. So an optical illusion, if you will. I like a lot of the stuff that's going on right here. So I want to be careful that I don't cover some of that up. But I am going to make the corners darker. When the clear coat goes in, it just brings everything together and kind of amplifies the colors. So right now there's areas that are flat, some areas that are shiny, and when I put that clear coat on, it just really transforms it. So once again, this painting, the camera captures what looks like sunlight coming through clouds. But when you're actually in front of the painting and you move past it, it appears to be moving. So it's almost surreal how this painting is moving. So, I have to balance that out. A little bit of realism, a little bit of surrealism, a little bit of movement. So that affects the wow factor. When people see that, they just start doing this, and it's the painting dance that I'm going for. So during this video, you're going to hear my grandkids in the other room next door crying and yelling and playing flutes and doing kid stuff. So I'm okay with that. Those are happy noises. So we're glad to have them living with us. Ethiopian family. They escaped danger. We took them in, and they are a wonderful addition to our family. So, so I can hear a flute going right now. So I have some colors mixed up. It's going to be a little bit longer video. I'll try to talk through some of it, but most of it I'm just trying to come up with ways to make it look like clouds and to once again draw the attention into the center with brighter colors in the center. When I'm done with the clouds, maybe I'll move on to water today. We'll see. Let's just do a good job with the clouds for today. Once again, I'll probably end up doing finger painting. This really flat surface, even with a big round brush, it takes on the brush texture, which is okay. But I think my clouds, I want them to be a little bit more ambiguous. So I'm going to be using my fingers on this painting. So this is going to be, in kindergarten, when you learn how to do finger painting, that tactile stuff, well, now it's paying off. I know how to do finger painting. All right, so this area is going to be more purplish. So I'm going to make this dark. This is going to be dark. Kind of scumble that in there. It's going to have a purplish edge to it right there. It's going to bring it up in here. So, all right, it's looking pretty good. I'm going to add in some orange color. Now, I'll try to brush in. I really need to win this art prize so I can get a whole lot of brushes. So, if you're watching this during art prize, I'd appreciate your vote. I need some new brushes. Need a new truck too. I'm driving a 20-year-old truck that's falling apart, so you do what you can with what you have. Right? Right. Now I don't want to just work in this area. That's the challenge with working on a large painting, is you have to carry it through. You know, it's like you're painting a wall. So I notice in my reference photo, this is darker. I bought one of these big poofy ones like this a week ago. First time I cleaned it out, I was trying to clean it, I pulled the whole gob of fur off it. What you call it. Pulled it right out, so a one-time use, I guess. I want to call it the fletching. It's not the fletching. What is it? The brush. Pulled the whole brush off. Well, that's not good. Oh, those kids are having fun. I can hear them screaming away. Alright, so I painted over there. And I'm going to lay down. I'm going to try, whether I like this or not, I'm going to put more over on that side. So right about over here. Now, when I get those other lights in, it'll bring the light bar all the way to the edge. So that'll be great. In the meantime, I have to try to figure out what's going on. I can't really see it the greatest, so you know, I'm going more by intuition. Oops. Accidentally got some right there. Now, the great thing about oil paint is if that was acrylic, it'd probably be dry by now. It's oil paint. So I'm just going to take a little odorless thinner and wipe that off. Probably don't even need the thinner. But I don't want that on there right now. It may have a dark cloud later. I'm just glad it didn't get on the brass. Thank you. Thanks God. Didn't get on the brass. If I get it on the brass, then I have to grind more, and I just don't want to do that. Because I have wet paint, and the grinding dust gets on the paint, and then it does bad things when they're clear coating. It makes bumps. So we want this painting smooth. So I'm going to take, oh man, I'm thinking about Payne's Gray, which would make that cooler. But I want this as a dark painting up in the corners there. But maybe just cool it off just a little bit. Maybe some lamp black mixed in to what I have going there. and those kids. They're having fun. Oh yeah, that's looking good. It can't be perfect. You gotta have some brush strokes in it. That's what I keep telling myself. It's a painting. It's not a photograph. It's a painting. You gotta enjoy the brush strokes, right? So I just gotta keep reminding myself of that. If I see a cool brush stroke, just leave it alone. All right. Once again, we're gonna come in here, darken that down. There's like an edge to a cloud right here. Right? An edge to a cloud. Oops, I didn't really want to cover that, but I did, and it turned out all right. Right? Right? Let's try that. Ooh, I almost touched the brass again. Oh yeah, that's looking good. I like that. I'm going to try it over on this side. A little bit of dark right through there. And it's really shiny. It's hard for me to see. But I like that. Right? Right there. That's looking pretty good. Who was it? I think it was G. Innes. I studied him in art school, and he would lay down paint and then he'd reduce it, take it away. He was the master of it. So maybe I'm doing some G. Innes work here. So oh yeah. All right, just scumble it in there. What do you call this again? What do we call this? All right, I want this all the way up in here. All right. Yeah. Right, it's going good. All right, so this kind of comes down here. Gotta make this. Right, I think this is going good. Gotta talk myself through this painting. It's gotta look good, right? You're doing great. You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. We got this. We got this. All right, here we go. Here we go. So, remember, here's the bright area. Here's the bright area. But we want a little bit of dark action up here. When you have really dark, when you have really bright, and back of the thicker cloud, you'll still get a darkness here, right? This brass is going to get covered up right about in there. That's okay. Right? I like that. It looks kind of yellowish. Right? And then I want some coming down here. Oh yeah, that looks good. But I have to make it so it doesn't look planned as it's just coming down from the edge. I'm trying to squeak it in. So how am I going to do that? I'm using combination of burnt umber, some lamp black, some of the orange that I mixed up from yellow red shade. That's a Michael Harding color. And I got some light red bright Holbein. A couple different things going on in there. I like that contrast, so I'm going to try to just soften it and leave as much as I can, especially right around the edges here. Okay. Uh-oh. I'm going to keep my accident. I picked up a brush with some blue on it, just for a little different. I'll see what happens. No, I don't like that. So, I'm gonna look for a bigger, gotta use bigger brushes here. Oh, that might be the brush. Yes. Yes. Round mop. I got a great big one of these the other day. First time I cleaned it, the whole thing fell off. And I see that there's little filaments here that want to fall off, so I'd rather pluck them off now than to have them be in the painting. That's just so annoying, isn't it? Yes, it is. All right, trying to pluck these things off there. I should have a scissors to give my brushes a haircut. But let's make it happen. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. There we go. Don't touch the brass. Oh yeah, that's looking good. If it looks good, the trick is to leave it alone. Leave it be, right? Now I'm going to come back in some areas and put orange and purple over the top of this. I'm just getting the darker color in right now. Okay? Once again, there's a pretty dark cloud right here. So I'm going to keep putting that in there. Like that. Right? Looks good.